Aaron, and I'm Solutions Architect, MCT, right now working with Novin Tech, which is one of the best organization to work with. Also received many Great Place to Work awards. So I'm not just saying because I'm working there, it actually is. And today, in continuation with our artificial intelligence series, we are going to explore how exactly NLP works. In the previous video, I think I have closed that one. No, I didn't. Okay. In the previous video, just for the refresher, we understood what exactly NLP is and what are the tasks it can help us to perform. But now in today's video, we will try to explore and understand how exactly it helps us, or these things happen, what happens behind the scene. Okay, so let's get back to our today's agenda, how NLP works. So here's how it works. Imagine, just to understand so that we can grasp the concept, that is the main idea. Okay, rather than just mugging up the smart definition or the new words, it's better to understand the concept. All right, so understand the concept. Let's imagine NLP as a smart robot that's learning to understand and speak human languages. Now, keep in mind how actually we do that, or our children, you know, do that. So it's a smart robot. It doesn't know, and the similar way it will do. So how? This is like teaching robot the basic rules of language, similar to how you learned grammar in school. Okay. Or understanding the structure of sentences, like what makes a question different from a statement, right? So computation linguistics. Okay, that's the first part. That's how it will works. Just trying to relate it with the topic, how NLP works. The very first thing, computational linguistics. So stick with our example. There is a smart robot and it's learning and to understand and speak human languages. So what we'll do, the very first thing would be teaching the robot the basic rules of language, computation, linguistics. And then what we'll do, well, now imagine giving the robot a huge pile of books to read, because it has the basic understanding now about the sentences, structure, language. So now it can read from storybooks to maybe encyclopedias. As it reads, it starts noticing patterns and trends, like how words and sentences are used. For example, it learns that happy often appears with the words like smile or joy, right? So we could say like it's a statistical or machine learning or deep learning models, things like that. But it's going through a lot of information. And finally, training. Training on what? Training on large data sets, because robot keeps reading and learning from more and more text. It's like practicing a sport. The more it practices, the better it gets. This massive amount of reading helps it understand language in various contexts. So that's how it usually works, but the process involves various steps, right? So what are those steps? These are the steps. Steps. Oh, steps. Where are the steps? Below. These are the steps right here. What is the first step? The first step is pre-processing, which means cleaning and preparing text data for analysis, right? Because we don't want to analyze things which doesn't make sense at the end. You want the right, appropriate, clean data for analysis. It's not about NLP. It's about anyone who is analyzing. He wants to analyze on the correct data, right? This may involve removing unnecessary characters, irrelevant stuff, correcting spellings, and converting text into a format suitable for machine learning models, right? So pre-processing. And once the pre-processing is done, then we have tokenization. 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 We will dig deeper, a little bit more in upcoming videos when we'll start Azure OpenAI. It plays an important role in any NLP. So for now, it's like breaking down text into smaller units, such as words or phrases for easier analysis. We are breaking these sentences or words into tokens. So let's put it this way. That will make the analysis easier for the machine, right? And it also helps in finding or calculating pricing. I think in Azure OpenAI that comes later. Let's not get into it. Let's make the foundation strong first. So part of speech tagging, we did talk about it in the previous video. It's about identifying each word's part of speech, like noun, verb, and adjectives, which help in understanding the grammatical structure of sentences. And finally, dependency parsing. Not finally, but the next step is dependency parsing, which means analyzing the grammatical structure of a sentence to understand the relationship between words and how they combine to convey a meaning. And then fracture extraction, which is transforming textual data into numerical features that machine learning models can work with. Feature extraction, right? And finally, model training and application. We can easily make what exactly it means. Just for the sake of video, using the numerical features to train models that can perform tasks like classification that we talked about, classification in the very first video, spam detection in emails, prediction, next word prediction or generation, creating text based on prompt. So those kind of things. So these are the steps which involves in the NLP processing. All right, so what's next? Well, in next, we need to understand these processes in a way that it will make more sense to us and our concept will be absolutely clear. So what is the best way to do it? The best way to do it is scenario, right? This is the scenario. The best way to understand anything is examples, scenario, easy words, and learning, training, practice, abhyas. All right, so let's understand scenario with all the steps that we talked about, and it will start making more sense to us. So imagine, let's planning a dinner with a chatbot. That's the scenario. So imagine you are using a chatbot to help organize a dinner with friends. You tell the chatbot, find a pizza place nearby for dinner tonight. Here's how NLP works behind the scenes. The very first thing is input processing and how it will process the input. Well, through tokenization, NER, and POST. It all started making sense. What was tokenization? It was breaking down your message into smaller pieces, your phrases, your structures, sentences. Like these are different pieces. Find is one piece, A is second piece, pizza is third piece, place is fourth piece, so on. Nearby for dinner tonight. It's like dissecting a sentence to understand each word's role, okay? And it will be complemented by the NER. It's entity recognition. What it will recognize, it will identify pizza as a type of cuisine and tonight as a time reference. It's similar to highlighting key information in a note, right? Then tagging, part of speech tagging. What it will do, it will tag, tag find, which is a verb, an action, a pizza, which is a noun, a thing, and so on. This step helps the chatbot understand the sentence structure, and it started to getting the meaning out of it. But meaning wouldn't help much without the intent, right? So the second is processing the request, finding out what intent and context. So chatbot determines your intent is to find a place. It's like understanding that when a friend asks, know any good pizza spot? They are not just curious about pizza, but actually want to go out, want to go eat pizza, right? So that's the intent. Then the context. It uses context as like in our sentence, nearby or dinner or tonight, to narrow down the search to local pizza places which are open for dinner tonight. Imagine if you had a smart notebook that could not only take your notes, but also understand and act on them based on a context. Well, it was irrelevant, but the point is it will use the context from the words and try to understand it, nearby, dinner, and tonight, and narrow down the places. And finally, it will generate the response. How? Well, the very first thing is search. Chatbot searches its database for the internet for pizza places that match your criteria. Then based on reviews, distance, and opening hours, it picks few options. It's like a friend who knows your taste making recommendation. Anyways, the point is decision making based on reviews, distance, and opening hours. And finally, response generation. It replies, I found several pizza places for dinner tonight. How about XYZ Pizza, 5 minutes away from you? This step involves constructing a new sentence that delivers the information in a helpful and understandable way. And finally, learning from interactions, feedback loop. If you interact further, like asking for more options for specifying vegetarian pizza, the chatbot refines its understanding and response. Over time, with more interactions, it gets better and at predicting and meeting users, right? Model training. All right, so let's conclude. In this scenario, NLP helps the chatbot to dissect and understand your request, identifying key pieces of information and their relationship, determine the intent behind the request, and generates a useful response. The chatbot's ability to improve over time with more data mirrors how an NLP system learn and adapt, making them increasingly effective in processing, responding to natural language inputs. All right, now we know how exactly NLP works and how it's getting improved, how it will respond. All right, now think for a couple of applications that NLP could be used or already using, right? Virtual assistant, like Siri VA, stands for virtual assistant, which is like Siri or Cortana, Alexa, Google Assistant. All they use NLP to understand user queries and respond appropriately. Any text analysis tool like sentiment analysis or content categorization and trend analysis in social media post, customer reviews or news articles, which are already there. That is another application. Then we can have translation services like Google Translate, which again uses NLP to translate text or speech between languages. And content recommendation, YouTube, you find all the recommended videos because analyzing user preferences and providing personalized content recommendation. Okay. Well, these are a few applications that I could think for NLP. And let's close the video or close this session by summarizing. Let's say like an NLP enables machines to interact with humans in natural language, making it possible to automate and enhance a wide range of tasks involving language understanding and generation. As AI technology continues to advance, the capabilities and applications of NLP are expected to expand further, making human-computer interactions more seamless and intuitive. All right, so with that, let's close it. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope it was useful for you. You find something new today, and thank you for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.